I was coming out here to put more soil into my potato box here and realized, hey, I should make a video about this, let you know what I'm doing. So this is an idea that I saw some different variations on YouTube about, and then when I was down at my soil place, they actually gave me an article on how to grow potatoes above ground. So I found some Russian fingerling potatoes. Those grow well here in Texas, South Texas, and were recommended by the master gardeners. And what I did is from the design here is that you put down a 1x6 or whatever you're going to use. A lot of people have seen potatoes grown in tires, but here you put down a 1x6, which is really what this is. It's the fencing for my fence here. Okay, so this is treated lumber. It's safe to use for vegetables. You build a frame. I cut these 24 inches long each. Okay, I've got a 2x2. Actually, I think this is I think this is split 2x4. But anyway, 2x2. Get some 2-inch or 2.5-inch screws. Galvanized would work better. These are just drywall screws. That's what I had. And you put in one level of 1x6. You fill it with dirt to the top, and then you put in your seed potatoes. I had a pound of seed potatoes, and a pound of seed potatoes doing this way should produce 25 pounds of potatoes. So what happens is that as the potatoes grow up, you put another board on, you fill it in with dirt, and the potatoes will actually grow on the stems as the plant grows up, because now the stems are in the ground. You can see I've done this 3 times now, and I'm ready to put some more dirt in to keep the potatoes growing up. So the information I have is these are 30 inches long. These are 24 inches long. You fill it in with dirt, put the potatoes in, let them, the ground needs to be about 50 degrees or warmer. Water it down good when you first put them in, and then just let them grow. And as they get 12 inches tall, so here this is 6 inches, so when they're here this would be another this would be 6 inches above that. So when they're at least 6 inches or more, usually when they're 6 inches, I'll come in and put in 3 inches of dirt. But they say when they're 12 inches, like probably here, you just put in another board and you cover it up. Okay, not completely. You need to leave at least 3 inches or more, 3 to 6 inches, depending on what works well for you. Just test it out for your area with dirt, and then it'll just keep on growing, and potatoes will grow right out the stems here. So that's what I'm ready to do today. Now, actually, what happened? I covered up some tomato plants just because I needed to add more dirt, and I covered them up completely, and they actually grew back. They were completely covered with dirt, and they grew up through the dirt and grew back. So anyway, so what I have is I have my dirt here, and I don't have my little canister. Let me go get my little canister. I like to use just a little bucket. Then I just scoop up the bucket. This allows me to be a lot more accurate and gentle where I put in the dirt. And then I just kind of put in the dirt around the plants so that I'm not covering up the plants. And then what I'll do is once I've got that all done in there, then I'll just kind of knock the dirt off, go around, make sure everything's level, and then I'll get the garden hose and just fill it in with this water it down good with water, so it'll grow well. So these have been growing great. I think it takes like 90 days to get a crop, but the idea is the wood, it's windy out here, the wood stops the wind from drying out the dirt. The potatoes they like to be wet. They don't like to be soggy, but they like to be wet. The wood protects the dirt from getting dried out. And if you want to harvest potatoes, all you have to do is come and take this bottom one off, pull that out, reach in, and you can pull potatoes out while the rest of the potatoes are growing larger up here. So this should grow up to here. The way you know that it's time to harvest is apparently that this is the first time I've done this. As the potato will kind of, the green leafy part will grow over and just kind of die off and fall over the side, and that's when it's time to harvest. So when you harvest, you simply pull these boards out, put down a tarp, pull the boards out, and pull the plants out, and you should have hopefully 25 pounds of potatoes. I've heard some people getting as much as 100 pounds potatoes per 1 pound of seed potatoes, but that's up to you. So with these particular potatoes, I know we're supposed to have about a 2.5-inch long potato. It should have at least one eye on it, and then you just put it under the first level of dirt, probably about halfway down, 3 or 4 inches. Cover it up, water it, and just let them grow. And I'll let you know later in the season how this turned out. One thing I forgot to mention was how I water. Now, this is in my backyard, so the only way they get watered is through the sprinklers. Now, I don't know if that's good or bad. Like I said, this is the first time I've done these potatoes, but earlier we had the sprinklers on for 5 minutes during the day because it wasn't that hot. Now it's hotter, so we have them come on for 10 minutes during the day. But the only thing that waters them right now are the sprinklers. So I just stick my hand down in there and feel the dirt when I come out in the mornings, and see if it's moist. And if it feels moist, then we're good. So you don't want it to be muddy, and you don't want it to be dry. But when it seems like the dirt is still getting plenty wet enough, and it should be kind of cool and moist. So it seems like they're doing well. The plants are nice and green. So maybe I should be out here doing it with the garden hose by hand, but it seems to be working for the moment. LDS Prepper out.